Hi guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Now I've just done a welcome to the league Harrogate Town video, so please go and check that one. So guys, it is the big one. It's Brentford versus Fulham, the London derby in the playoff final in the Championship for a place in the Premiership. These games don't get any bigger. Looking at the two semi-finals, you've got to give Brentford huge credit for turning round the deficit against Swansea. And then Fulham, again, Cardiff came at them, but they got through. And we have ourselves a Brentford-Fulham final. Cardiff and Swansea, of course, will be back in the Championship next season. It's one of those games. We're going to look at them both individually, as I say. We'll certainly start off with Brentford. I'm just going to get my lovely little app up on my laptop. I am not allowed or permitted to name this app as I'm not under sponsorship, so that would be advertising. And any unforced advertising, obviously, YouTube will understandably come hard down on if my laptop decides to load. While it's doing that, obviously we can talk more about this final. Obviously it's a London derby. Both of them are pretty close to each other. I wouldn't say they hate each other, but it's certainly a competitive match. It's a massive shame that, like the FA Cup final, it's going to be behind closed doors, because we would have loved to have seen... I mean, Wembley would have been rocking. It would have been absolutely rocking, and it would have been full to the brim of Fulham and Brentford supporters. Despite a hard day. Sorry, I get a message on my phone. I'm looking to the left. Okay, enter. So, Brentford have a 50% win record over their last 6 games. They've won 3 and lost 3. For Fulham, they've had 67%, but we're going to focus now on Brentford. So, their highest win has been a 3-0 home win. Total goals, they've scored 19. Their average goals per game is 1.73. So that isn't actually that bad. And it's quite good. Sorry. There we go. Come down a bit. So, looking at their previous matches, in the season, Brentford have won both without conceding, 2-0 and 1-0 respectively. Obviously, we had a look at Brentford's results, but we'll go back through them. They won 3-1 against Swansea and lost 1-0 to Swansea. They lost 2-1 to Barnsley and 1-0 to Stoke, but they beat Brentford 1-0 and Derby 3-1. So, some interesting results there and scores. Their scorers, obviously, Ollie Watkins is the most notable. You know, he's played 48 matches and he's scored 26 goals. Benrahma has played 45 matches and scored 17. Mbumo has scored 16, and De Silva is on 10. So they've got some really, really strong players at Brentford. They've got some really strong strikers, and they're a force. On their day, they really are a force. So, moving on to have a look at Fulham. Obviously, I said they have a 67% form rate. They've won 3, drawn 2, and lost 1. So they've only lost 1 of their last 6 games. So they are in really strong form as well. They've got an average of 0.91 goals per game. So it sort of screams goals. Their games, obviously, they lost 2-1 to Cardiff in the second leg, but still won. So they were 2-0 in the first leg. Drew 1-1 with Wigan, 5-3 against Sheffield Wednesday, drew 0-0 with West Brom, and won 2-0 against Cardiff again. And that was in the league that time. Their goal scorers, obviously, Mitrovic is the classic, played 40 and scored 26 goals. Tom Kearney has scored 8. Cavallero has scored 6. Reed has scored 6. So, the difference there, I think, already is that maybe Brentford have got more of a multi-scoring squad. They sort of rely heavily on Mitrovic's goals, but he's that good. I was trying to stop yawning in every video. So, yeah, looking at it, to be fair, both teams spent a lot of time, the first 20 games, sort of bouncing up and down the leagues, but then they were quite consistent. They were in the playoffs since game week 22, and they haven't looked back since. So, that gives you like both teams a huge credit. Now, I did say at the start of these playoffs that I predicted Brentford to win the playoffs, and I'm sticking with that choice. I think they're going to win the final 2-1. Obviously, getting onto the prediction, I think it's going to be a 2-1 win for Brentford. There's my prediction. And, you know, it's going to be a great final for both neutral fans and obviously for Fulham and Brentford fans. But we shall see, guys. Obviously, I will do a welcome to the Premier League video for the team that wins it tomorrow. And we shall see. But that is the review, guys, for the game. Hope you've enjoyed watching. Please let me know again in the comments if you're a Brentford or a Fulham fan what you think will happen in the final. And if you're not a fan of either of them, again, let me know in the comments what you think will happen in the final. And we'll go from there. So, guys, thank you very much again for watching. Stay tuned. There's some more videos on the way. So take care, guys.